Hello, guys.
Oh, my
Beautiful twin sisters.
Beautiful twin sisters.
beautiful twin sisters.
Guys, what is this? Another solo pod? I'm sorry. This was not my choice. Everybody abandoned me. I had no other options. Ashley's in Dubai, or actually now she's in Finland with Kelly. They're having a little couples vacation, whatever. Like, I give a I can't say a bad word or I'll get demonetized. Last week we got demonetized so bad. It took us, that's why it went up late. I'm so sorry, guys. But we got it all sorted out. I think we got to be more aware of the words we say. It's because Andrew kept saying the freaking F word. The freak. Anyways, yeah, I'm all alone in my New York City apartment. I am stranded here by myself. It's 10 degrees. The heat broke yesterday. I was wearing a puffer jacket and a hat inside all day long, sleeping with 20 blankets on top of me. But now it's back up and working. Our apartment also flooded. Not our specific unit, but like one of the apartments in the building, I think on the first floor, was flooded. And the gym was also flooded because Andrew went to the gym, was using our treadmill, and then I guess he said it sounded like someone was taking a shower behind him. So he turned around and there was just water pouring in from the ceiling. So then he had to tell the maintenance guy, and then the whole freaking building got shut down, and then the heat broke. It was actually kind of insane. But here we are. Now the heat's back on. Life is good. C'est la vie. I'm out of breath. Guys, I drank a coffee this morning and I do not feel good. I've said this so many times. I'm really sensitive to caffeine, but specifically coffee. And when I consume it, I know everybody like shakes with caffeine, but I feel like I specifically really get shaky and like so anxious, and I just hate the feeling. And I forgot to get my coffee decaf today. I went to a little cafe nearby. I got a pumpkin spice. What the heck? They're still selling those in January? It was pretty good, but there's always, I feel like you have to remember so many different variations, like what type of milk you're using, the sweetness level. And I forgot to say decaf. It slipped my mind, and now I'm paying the price. And you guys are witnessing my breakdown live. My grip on this mic is very unsteady and shaky right now. And my voice is kind of shaky too, so I'm sorry for that. And I'm running out of breath because I'm literally freaking out. I am so sensitive to substances. I cannot consume caffeine. I can't consume alcohol. Can't consume nothing. I'm what's it called? Straight edge. And I used to be straight edge vegan. It was so funny when I used to be able to say that. And now I lost the vegan. Sorry for that. Oh, I totally forgot to mention I'm in my Josh Hutcherson bedroom. For the audio listeners, I am here in my bedroom, which is decorated in photos of the Josh Hutcherson meme. You know, the one that has the whistle song behind it? That one. This has been up on my walls since May 2024 when Ashley and Kelly pranked me with it while I was on vacation. I came home, I opened my bedroom door. Josh's face is all over the place. And they probably thought I was going to take it down after a couple weeks, but now here we are, 2025, and it's still up. But I figured I'd record in here today because I think this might be one of the last times you see my Josh Hutcherson wall. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I've reached my breaking point. When they first put this up, I thought it looked really cool, actually. I was like, oh, this is kind of like a legit wallpaper. Surprisingly, it looks pretty good. But now they're all starting to peel off the wall. And I think it's like wearing away at my stability. Because every day I'm looking at this man's face. And it's honestly becoming pretty ugly to me. Not his face, but like the mosaic of 400 faces on my wall. I don't like it anymore. It's so dark in here. Imagine if these walls were bright behind me. It would be so beautiful. But instead, they're almost dark gray. Like if you blur your vision, the color of this wall is dark gray. And I don't like it anymore. It's really freaking me out. I keep having nightmares about Josh Hutcherson. It's not good. Oh my God. Okay, wait. There was actually one nightmare I had, and I wrote it in my notes. Let me see if I can find it. This one particularly stood out to me. Okay, I have my nightmare notes app pulled up on my phone right now. I woke up on November 20th, 2024 with this nightmare fresh in my brain, and I wrote down all the details. Here it is. Honestly, this is horrifying. And I think it's because of these walls, okay? This Josh Hutcherson wall gave me this nightmare. Also, a lot of my nightmares revolve around school buses. I think I have trauma from missing the bus in high school. So my most commonly repeated nightmare is me missing the bus and having to chase it all over town. And oh my God, the stress of missing the bus is so bad. And every night I dream that I'm missing the bus, and it lasts me like an hour of my life. An hour of my sleep is taken up by that horror. And I'm like, I'm not even resting at that point. I'm not even sleeping. I'm literally fighting for my life. I hate when a nightmare wastes your time. I'm like, I'd rather just be awake. I'd rather wake up than experience this. Whatever. Anyways, here's my Josh Hutcherson nightmare. Josh Hutcherson is on the bus home with me. I'm assuming from high school. I don't know. He gets off at my stop and the whole neighborhood goes to my neighbor's pool, including some literal newborn babies. There's a lot of layers to this, by the way. Pono picks them up and one of them isn't breathing. I try so hard to smack its back and do CPR, and the baby, DIES. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word or if I'll get demonetized, but the baby or multiple babies perish. What the And I remember in this dream, the CPR lasted like 20 minutes. That's a long time to struggle in a nightmare, okay? Okay, I'm a mess, obviously. I feel like I didn't do enough. I witnessed horrible things. Then we kind of split up and half of the group goes to Amber's room, which somehow is this room with the Josh Hutcherson walls. Josh comes in my room and looks at my walls, which are obviously covered in his face. He makes some sad faces, but he's mostly enjoying okay, this makes no sense. He's making some sad faces, but he's mostly enjoying talking to Kelly. This is the real nightmare, okay? Pono's whole family is there and they're all sad. It's gift time. I don't know why. Ashley was nice and drew my baby as an angel. And okay, sorry, this actually is just like fucking weird. Ashley was nice and drew my baby as an angel next to the other baby on a paper plate. Thanks, Ashley. I give that plus the red merch crew necks to Pono's family. Okay. Josh tells me it's crazy when he thinks about our age gap because his younger brother is my age right now. First of all, that's all cap. Second of all, the real horror of that nightmare, aside from the baby subplot, is that Josh Hutcherson liked talking to Kelly more than me. That's my real nightmare. I didn't write it in real detail on my notes, but I remember in the dream, the two of them were like cross-armed, looking at the walls, nudging each other, being like, bro, you killed this. Bro, this is so funny, bro. And they were like broing out together, and I was standing there watching like, yeah, my nightmare is Josh Hutcherson being more interested in Kelly than me. He should be the most interested in me. And I remember in the dream being like, there's no way. Imagine your celebrity crush or your idol being more interested in some random guy like Kelly Wakasa than you. That was horrible. I literally felt crushed. Like my heart was taken out of my chest and he stomped on it. I was like, wow. You know that horrifying moment when two dudes get along and I'm forced to watch? It's a horrible feeling. Anyways, that was a really weird turn that this took. I'm sorry if my nightmare was a little bit too vivid for you. I don't know. I didn't ask to have that nightmare. I don't think I chose to dream about those things. That's just where my subconscious took me. And I think this is what this evil-looking wall drove me to think of. So don't blame me. Blame the wall. So yeah, I think this wall is going to go soon. Hopefully in the month of January. I think I'm going to need some help from my siblings taking it down. And then from there, I want to like have a full room redo because I've been living with this ugly wallpaper for almost a year. Majority of my time in this apartment has been spent with these walls up. So I'm thinking I need to take them down, have my fresh white clean walls. I need something to put behind my bed as like an art centerpiece. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Any favorite artists, I will try to find them. Or if I should put like a little wooden shelf and then like some ceramics up there, I think that could be cute too. But I'm afraid of drilling things into the wall. Maybe I'll make Kelly do it to repay me for giving me these nightmares with this freaking wallpaper. And I have this plain white bedding right now, as you can see, very cozy, very nice. But I think I want to do the cutesy striped bedding or gingham bedding, like kind of nautical looking, light blue and cream stripes, or red and white like red and cream stripes. I don't know. I've been seeing things on Pinterest. It looks very cute, but I don't know exactly what color scheme to do. If you can see, my bed frame here is like a plushy gray which I don't really love, but it's just what I bought on Amazon when I moved here. So let me know what color scheme you think would go well with my room. I really want it to look clean, minimal, demure. And right now it is the opposite of that. It is maximalist, in your face, chaotic. Something that also is kind of a struggle is I have all these plushies, which I love. This is my little jelly cat that Ashley and Andrew got me for Christmas. It's a fluffy kitty with curly hair. This is my favorite. I love him. And then I have an assortment of things from Pono and from you guys. Oh no, they're all falling. Oh my gosh. This is a little panda that someone gave me at the NAMI pop-up. Oh, I love it. I love a little panda. And now he lives up here on my bed. Pono gave me a bunch of little squishmallows. This one's Halloween themed. He gave this to me around my birthday. Oh, he fell. I cannot grab him. But I have a little hippo holding a Cinnabon, and his name is Hugh. And that's secretly my real favorite that Pono's given me. And now he's on the floor. Oh no! And I don't know if you can see, the sun is also setting behind me. Wow. A beautiful day. Okay, honestly, something crazy that you guys will be so excited to hear is that I fixed my sleep schedule. Can you believe it, guys? What's the LeBron meme? Smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life. That's me. Me when I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. Cha-ching. Why did I do that? Oh my God. Cut that out. I'm just kidding. Oh no. The caffeine is really hitting me. I've been waking up at 8 a.m. for the past 2 days straight. Let's go. And naturally, without an alarm, I am willingly waking up at 8 a.m. Actually, for some reason, I keep waking up at 8:23 for the past 2 days in a row. I wake up, I check the time, it's 8:23. Does that mean something? Comment down below. Numerology, what is 8:23? I keep waking up at that time. But it's because my mom was here a couple days ago with me and Andrew. We were hanging out in the city. Oh my God, honestly, it was so much fun. I love when my mom's here because we go to dinner together. We have fun. We're little girlies. I love hanging out with her here. And because she was here, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep through the whole day if my mom is here. And Andrew was busy. He had to do some like Zoom calls. So I was like, oh my gosh, if I sleep through the whole day, my mom is going to be stranded here by herself. I need to wake up early. So I woke up at 10 when she was here. And I know that still seems pretty late, but for me, that is early. On a usual day, that is pretty good. So I woke up at 10. We spent the whole day outside, walking all over the place, getting delicious bites. And then by the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, I think this could be the one day where I can actually do it, where I can reset my sleep schedule. If I just go to sleep early tonight, this could be the beginning of the rest of my life. So at 10 o'clock, I took some melatonin. By like 1 a.m., I was like, whoa, I'm going to go to sleep early. Because my usual sleep time, I'm sorry, guys, is 4 to 5 a.m. Oh my God. I know. I don't know how it got to that point. And it's been not good for my brain, let me tell you that much. So I went to sleep at 1, and then the next day, I woke up at 8:23. And then today, I woke up at 8:23 again. What the heck? Guys, the day is so long now. Is this how everybody else in the world lives? Why did no one tell me to try this out sooner? I have so much daylight. I'm like literally looking for ways to fill the time because I have so much time. This is so embarrassing, but this is my truth. I am being honest and vulnerable here. Please do not make fun of me. This is my life. And hopefully this makes you guys feel better. If you guys feel like you have a bad sleep schedule, just know that I understand you. And hopefully I'm worse than you so that you can give yourself a pat on the back for not being as bad as me. But something that this has taught me is that when one thing goes wrong, it's easy for a lot of things to go wrong. And when one thing goes right, it's easy for a lot of things to go right. So for me, my sleep schedule, my bad sleep schedule, has led me to a lot of other bad things, such as not getting enough work done, feeling mentally unwell, getting all out of sorts in my daily routine in every way possible. My sleep schedule was domino affecting my whole life. But now that I have that one domino piece back up, it seems like everything else is starting to pick itself up too. I'm getting so much more work done. I have a new outlook on life. I am excited every day to accomplish my tasks and get stuff done. I'm reading. Waking up early makes me want to read. What the hell? So it is just interesting. I don't know. I feel like everything I'm saying is pretty obvious, but like it's funny how just one simple step can fix a lot of things. Or if you neglect that one step, then the rest of your life kind of falls apart too. So that's just something that was interesting for me to notice. because it's been probably 20 years since I had a normal sleep schedule. I'm being honest. I'm 23. But I feel like my whole life I've always felt like, oh my God, I can't wake up on time. I always want to sleep in. I've never wanted to wake up early ever. Like I have the idea of wanting to, but I never actually want to. But now I'm waking up at 8 a.m. I feel so good. I want to go to sleep early. I love this routine. I can't believe once you get the routine going, it actually feels so good. And I do not want to stay up late ever again. Ever again. But yeah, so today's my first day all alone in my apartment. Ashley's been gone. Andrew just left this morning. And when he got in his Uber, I went for a little walk around the city. I went to the bookstore. Oh my God, I love the bookstore. I was reading the backs of books. I bought a puzzle and a water bottle, and I didn't buy any books, but that's because the books I wanted had ugly covers. So I want to see if I can find them with better covers, because they had like what's it called? The covers were gentrified, okay? It had like the millennial font. It was completely, the Google aesthetic where it's like, I cannot describe, what is it called? Okay, I think there's a word for it. I'll try to put a photo of it on the screen if I can find it, but it's like the aesthetic of Google, like the new age of web design, logo making. Every book that I wanted to read had that logo, and it was like the classic books. Like, I don't know if this is embarrassing to say. I wanted to buy the book of Mice and Men. I, for some reason, never had to read it in school, so I've never read it. But I feel like I reference it in my life a lot because Pono told me the plot of it. But before that, I never knew what that story was about. And I found the book at Strand, and it was like half a centimeter thick. So I was like, whoa, that would be such an easy book to read. And I want to read the story in its own words. So I found it, but it had the ugliest cover that was like clearly made within the past couple years. So I want to find the original cover somewhere, and then I'll buy it, because I'm not going to have that ugly ass cover of Mice and Men in my house. No, thank you. But I have been reading a couple books that Pono got me for Christmas. I told him I didn't want anything for Christmas except for 2 books, because I wanted to read in the new year, and I trusted his opinions because Pono does a good amount of reading. And I didn't tell him anything about what I wanted. I just said, like, whatever you think would be a good intro for me to get back into reading. I was expecting him to get me, like, The Fault in Our Stars or something, like something so easy for me to read. But he actually gave me some really interesting books that are a bit more challenging, which kind of actually inspires me to read more than an easy book would. So one of them was by John Green, actually. It's called The Anthropocene. I can't remember the name, but it's some collection of essays that John Green wrote, and each essay or each chapter is about a completely different topic. So it could be like about the galaxy, about the ocean, about lottery cards, or like some like random little topics that John Green finds interesting and then writes some essays about. So Pono said it's a book that he's always wanted to read, and he thought I would like it. So that was actually pretty fire. I'm like, Dad, I will read a couple essays. And then the rest of the books he got me were related to food, which was unexpected. I was expecting 0 cookbooks, even though I do love to cook. But he got me Anthony Bourdain's cookbook. He got me Edward Lee's cookbook. Edward Lee is the guy from Culinary Class Wars, the Korean cooking show that I watched with my mom and with Pono. And Edward Lee was the fan favorite. So he got me his cookbook and his memoir. And the first book that I've like really been reading out of all the books that Pono got me is the Edward Lee cookbook, because there's like the introduction and like the text between each recipe. And I'm just reading that, and it's so interesting. I love Edward Lee, and I like reading his writing. He's a really crazy guy. Just to give you guys a little spiel, because it's so interesting to me. He's a Korean American guy that grew up in Brooklyn, New York, but then he moved to the South willingly when he grew up because he wanted to learn more about the cuisine in the American South. And he did that because he saw a lot of parallels between American Southern cooking and Korean cooking. So a big thing that he says is like smoke and pickles, because there's Korean barbecue and American barbecue, and then American pickles and kimchi, etc. They have a lot of similar flavor profiles, and the way that they pair flavors together, make the most out of like poverty-driven meals, is really similar. What a weird choice to make, to go from growing up in New York to willingly choosing to move to the South. He said the South is surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly, very welcoming to him as an Asian guy. I don't know. It's just so weird to hear him like make those parallels between 2 very different cultures. And the way he writes is so interesting. I really like it. you would not expect a Korean guy to want to move to the South, but he like loves it there. So just hearing him talk about it is so crazy because I would never think of that. I don't know, like a lot of people want to go to France to learn how to cook or go to Italy, but he moved to Kentucky. What the heck? Shout out Kentucky. I actually have family in Kentucky. Would you believe that? Maybe it's worth living there. I don't know. But yeah, I think I love cooking so much. I'm sure a lot of you guys can tell that from my own personal YouTube videos. But I think reading about cooking and specific chefs that I like is really, really what I need more of. Like, I feel like I cook in my own bubble of the recipes that I know and the cultures that I grew up with. But hearing the other perspectives, and I don't know, it's just inspiring. I want to travel and learn how to cook from different places now. Because when I went to college, I honestly learned a lot of different recipes from my roommates. I learned a lot of other Korean recipes, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian. Oh my God, I learned how to cook really good Indian food. I love Indian food. I need to make this one curry again. Wow, once you just like buy the Indian spices and have them in your cupboard, the world is your oyster. Suddenly all your food tastes amazing. I need to go to an Indian like store around here and buy those again because I don't have them at this apartment. But in college, we had like a pantry of them. Oh, it was so good. I love Indian food. But yeah, I'm a lot more inspired to like diversify like the inspiration that goes into my cooking because I feel like a lot of it is just from Korean stuff or American stuff. I want to learn different techniques though. Like baking. That's something that's always been very scary to me, but I feel like baking is a really useful skill. Back on the topic of books and media, I've been watching and listening to some really good stuff recently. Oh my God, did you guys see the Golden Globes? What the heck was that? The only award I really am excited about was the best soundtrack, best score was won by Challengers, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. We all knew Challengers deserved that, and I'm so happy they got that. But the Emilia Perez stuff is crazy. That song that everyone is posting on TikTok is crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. It's about... Okay, first of all, who knew that movie was a musical? No one did. What the heck? There's the song that everyone's posting where it goes, I'd like to learn about sex change operations. I see. And then it's literally says, from man to woman or woman to man to woman, from penis to vagina. Oh my God, can you believe that won a Golden Globe? No, this is a nightmare. It won over Wicked. It won over plenty of other things that probably could have won before it. Everybody's obviously talking about the perez to vagina line, right? That one is very shocking. The worst one to me, though, is the doctor just saying, I see. You couldn't think of other words to put in that sentence instead of just, I see. Like, that does not sound right. You could have said, I don't know what you could have said, but I'm like, I see. I don't know why that one is so jarring to me. Anyways, enough Emilia Perez hate. I'm sorry. Pono and I watched the Bob Dylan movie. I visited him for New Year's, by the way. And we saw the Bob Dylan movie with his family. And I'm a fan of Bob Dylan, I would say. I've listened to a good amount of his music, but watching this movie actually made me really dislike him because I didn't know too much about him before this. And of course, in the movie, they talk about all the meaningful stuff he's done, but also it really just emphasizes kind of how poorly he treats women. Not like he was like a horrible guy. Like, there are worse people. There are worse people in the world that have mistreated women. But in terms of just like relationships, the way that he views women is just like, there's something that is there. And then, not really, this isn't really in the movie, but when I went home after watching it, me and Pono started looking at more stuff about Bob Dylan, whatever, seeing just what people were posting on TikToks. And obviously the whole movie is about his relationship with Joan Baez. And in the end, they don't end up together. They kind of just beef after having this like crazy kind of love affair on stage that the whole world sees. And there are these interview clips of them together where he asks Joan, so why did you get married? Like, he's angry that she got married to someone else. And she's like, you got married first without telling me. Why are you upset at me for getting married when you're the one that ran off and got married first without letting me know? And he's like, well, I married who I loved. And then she was like, yeah, well, I thought I did too. Like, I did the same thing as you, but you're getting upset at me for it. And he was like, oh, no, like she should obey everything that like he sets up for her. And then some interviewer asked Bob Dylan, why did you marry Sarah, who was his first wife? And he says, well, Sarah was always there. Joan was never there when I wanted her to be there. Or I'm like misphrasing it, but the way he worded it was basically saying like, Sarah was accessible. She did what I wanted. Joan wouldn't do what I wanted. Joan was her own person and I did not like that. And I'm like, okay, what the, like, ew. I don't know. There are worse people in the world, but I was just like, this movie to me was not interesting enough. Like, I think there are more interesting people. I don't know. I think Timothy did a great job. The movie was well made, but I just thought like it was lacking a story. And me and Pono were joking because the whole thing is that like Bob Dylan's a folk artist, but then the end of the movie, he plays more rock and roll at a folk festival. So then everyone gets mad at him because they're like, oh my God, you betrayed folk. But the rock and roll song that he plays is like the most folky rock, like he's just playing folk on an electric guitar and everyone freaks out. And that's like the whole arc of the movie. It's like, Bob Dylan's a bad boy. He doesn't fit into the box you put him in. And it's like, what? Like, it was kind of just like an underwhelming, like, well, he didn't like branch out that much. His music still sounded almost the same at the end of the movie. So I don't know. It was funny. It was like kind of overhyping like how much Bob Dylan shifted his music. That's just my take though. I don't know. I know Pono's parents really liked it and they are probably bigger fans of Bob Dylan than I am, but I just still thought it was kind of underwhelming. I'm sorry. Guys, share your opinions. Who loved that movie? I know some people really love it, but I just thought like, I watched it and then I immediately forgot about it. And I feel like I haven't really thought about it since. There was nothing really to keep me thinking after watching it. A movie that I have been thinking about though after watching was the new Wallace and Gromit movie. Yeah. It's called Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. And it just came out around Christmas and me and Pono watched that. We love Wallace and Gromit. One of my favorite movies of all time is Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Honestly, if you're looking for a movie to watch, that is like in my top 5 recommendations right now. That is a perfect movie. It's about little bunnies like taking over. And it's so funny. Wallace and Gromit is obviously the claymation stuff. You probably, if you don't remember what I'm talking about right now, you would recognize it if you saw a photo of it. But they had a new movie. And I still think Curse of the Were-Rabbit is better. But this one was about little gnomes taking over. It's always about some little guy taking over. But I just love Wallace and Gromit. I love Gromit. Gromit is the dog. I like that Gromit is a little dog, but then he does his gardening. I just think it's such a cute... I love the Wallace and Gromit franchise. What can I say? And the villain is Feathers McGraw, the little chicken. Is it a chicken? I don't know. Funniest villain of all time. His face is perfect. Here's a photo if you want to see. I just love that movie. It was splendid. And then some other media that I've been consuming is vinyls. Not me, but Pono really, because Pono got a vinyl record player for Christmas, and I got him a couple vinyls, as you probably saw on my YouTube channel. So I got him the Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails, B1000 by Guided by Voices, and a personal choice that I put in there was Brotherhood by New Order. The other two were vinyls that he really wanted for himself, and then I gave him a third recommendation vinyl, and we listened to Brotherhood all the way through, which I've already done before in high school. Is one of the first records that I listened all the way through as an album, and it was so good. My favorite songs from the album are obviously Bizarre Love Triangle. That's like one of their most famous songs ever, but I also love Every Little Counts. And then on this listen, I realized All Day Long might be the best song on that album. It sounds so good. The instrumentals are great. So there's some of my favorites of the week a little early. Those 3 songs from the Brotherhood album are so good. Also, little fun fact, because Andrew just learned this from me. If you know the band Joy Division, it's the same band as New Order technically, because Joy Division existed with Ian Curtis as the main singer. He was the frontman of the group. And then he, how do they say on TikTok? He committed sewer slide. That's what the TikTok lingo is, to censor that word. Yes, so Ian Curtis passed, and then the rest of the band carried on as New Order. So they're kind of the same band. Wow. And I really like New Order, though, more than Joy Division, even though Joy Division has a couple bangers. Isn't it funny when that happens, though? When 2 bands are basically the same. That's like Nirvana and Foo Fighters. It's like the exact same type of thing. The more you know. Guys, comment down below if that just blew your mind. Who just learned that information for the first time? But I'm also thinking when I redo my room, I want to have like a little vinyl shelf or corner, because I really like listening to music, but I hate having to do it through my phone constantly, because I feel like it's just another crazy source of noise and brain chaos coming from a screen. Like, I don't like listening to music on my phone or TV or like any type of device. I just want the music to be there without a screen attached to it. So let me know if you guys have any favorite albums. I have a little record collection at home from like high school, but I'm ready to add some new stuff to that. Dang. Also, the sun is setting behind me. This is crazy. Are you seeing that New York skyline? So beautiful. What a nice day. Clear blue skies over the rainbow. New Year's birds. Somewhere beauty will find you. Why can't I remember the words? Is it just me or did no one realize that the Wicked movie that just came out, was a part 1? When it said part 2 coming soon or whatever at the end, I was like, there's another one? I've never watched Wicked on Broadway or anything, so I had no idea what was going on when I watched that. But I did like Wicked. I was going into it as a hater. I did not like all the weird press that was coming out of their press tour, obviously. I was like, this is a nightmare. This is a mess. But then I watched the movie and it was pretty good, honestly. I think it should have won over Emilia Perez. Sue me. Am I so wrong for thinking that? Guys, I want to go to bed. Filming in bed makes me just want to fall asleep. I should not do this again. This is dangerous. I'm feeling great to have a better sleep schedule, to have an actual proper daily routine where I get my work done during the daylight hours. I haven't had that ever in my life. And I feel like having a better sleep schedule and just a couple better changes makes me want to make all the better changes in my life. Like I want to stretch. I suddenly feel very good about many things. So what a nice refresh. What a great new start for the new year. If you're trying to fix your sleep schedule too this year, just know all it takes is one day waking up early, no matter how painful it is. I would even just like schedule something for yourself at like 9:30 so that you have to wake up for it. And that one day will kickstart the rest of your life. It's just a matter of one day changing everything. Because I think your body deep down craves it. And like, no matter how natural it is for you to go to sleep late, your body will get back into check. Your circadian rhythm craves a normal schedule. So it'll be easier than you expect, I think. Now I think it's about time we get into our favorites of the week. I listed a bunch of things that I liked, such as Brotherhood by New Order, a lot of those movies, but a couple other things. My favorite song right now is Breathe Your Name by Sixpence None the Richer. They have that one famous song that says, there she goes. That's their one-hit wonder kind of song, but Breathe Your Name by them is really, really good. Also, Kiss Them For Me by Susie and the Banshees. That's my other favorite. And Jellycats. I love this guy. I was really anti-Jellycat because I just thought it was too common. Like, everybody was obsessed with Jellycats. And I was like, it's literally a stuffed animal. But now that I have a few Jellycats on my hands, I'm like, wow. This actually is magical. This makes my day. I love looking at this guy. I put him on my little shelves and it's so cute. And my favorite about myself is obviously my new sleep schedule and daily routine. The fact that I was able to switch up my life and feel happier after doing it was crazy to me. I did not expect it to feel so natural to switch up my whole routine and like actually accomplish things in my day. I was really stuck in just like repeating the same cycle over and over. So I'm really happy that I cut it off. I hope that this new routine can last as long as I can. What the heck? I bet a month from now I'm going to be struggling again. But I'm really going to try to make this a habit. I know last episode or like the New Year's episodes, we were talking about how it takes 21 episodes to form a habit. And then people were commenting that it takes 21 days to form a habit, 90 days to make it like a routine. Guys, can I do 90 days? Do you think I can do it? I think I can do 21. Oh my God, even that's pretty big. Oh my God, guys, please give me words of encouragement to keep this going. I don't even know. By the time this episode goes up, will I even still be on the schedule? I hope so. I think it's doable. I'm gonna say that it's doable. I believe in myself. I feel amazing. And I'm just happy to see myself thrive in this way. I feel like a normal functioning human being. Not that I ever felt like really horrible, but like I did not feel great most days because of my daily routine. So I'm happy to feel like an actual member of society now. I go for a walk before noon and I say, oh my God, Life is amazing. I can't believe I'm doing this. So, yeah, I'm just feeling grateful for that. Grateful to be able to do that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this solo episode. I'm always a little nervous to film by myself, but I obviously had no other choice this week. I didn't want to make Ashley film on her vacation. She's in the middle of Europe. I'm going to let her enjoy her time. I'll take over the pod, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. One of these days, Ashley will do a solo pod to make up for this. Sending you all my love. Hope you guys are having an amazing, peaceful day, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Oh, beautiful twin sister out.
All my
Beautiful twin sisters.
Sisters.